Alright, here is a quick little video review for something that I recently kind of gotten more back into, I guess you could say, because I've always been kind of into Digimon. As in the case, if you remember, I got that Digivolving Tentamon a while back. He's sitting over here. He's going to come out later in the video. But yeah, so it started off, this is the Shodo WARGREYMON, real quick. We'll talk about that. But it started off because I found this guy at Target for $5. It's an old school, it's the 20th anniversary version, but it's the old school original Digimon Digivice. $5. Normally they've been going for like 20, I think, 19.99, I think is retail for these things. And Target had a whole case of them, and they were literally, like, it said $4.99, and I'm like, actually I think it originally said $6.99, and I'm like, that can't be right. And I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna bother. That can't be the right price. And then I'm like, well, you know what? Why don't I go scan it and see? Maybe it is the right price. And it wasn't, because it was actually $2 cheaper. So it was $7, and when I scanned it, it was actually $5. The Target near me only had had a whole case of like it was either 6 or 8 of this kind of grayish brick one. But other people have been finding other colors at various Targets. Your Target may have different versions, because there are 5 different board versions, and you can tell. You can tell by the color. Each one has like 4 or 5 different colors it comes in, and but also if you take off the back, the circuit board will have the version number on the back of it. This is version B, as it turns out. But through hunting and everything else, this is my little farm of Digivices I've got going at the moment, and this is a full A, B, C, D, E set. I also have an extra C. This one is a C version, and I have the purple and black one that came in this. But that I was using for a while, and then I used it to unlock the exclusive Digimon for each one, because each one has if you connect it to 5 unique Digivices, you get one. There's an exclusive Digimon, see, I'm messing up already, on each device. This one has Dianamon, this one has Apollomon, this one has, I can't remember the name of the one that's on this one, because it wasn't one I was super familiar with. The red one will give you Kai's Agumon version, which is different from the Agumon you can breed normally, in that it only has that singular evolution chain, where it goes from Koromon to Agumon to Greymon to Metal Greymon to WARGREYMON, and then you can Jogress. You can tag battle with Metal Garurumon to get an Omegamon, but that one will only give you that direct chain versus all the different branches you can get. I'm not going to get into all the Digivolutions. I'm still figuring it out myself. But yeah, each one. So like I've got a full set, and I have a 6th one that I currently took the battery out of. I got a couple cool Digimon on it. I'm going to say Pokemon all the time because of the similarities, but and then I'm just kind of hanging on to that one. This is an E version. This one's going to be, it glows in the dark, and this one's probably going to be, once I get my Grace Novamon and my Omegamon and copied them into here, this is probably going to be my main Digivice that I play around with other evolutions, because you can get most of the Digimon on each individual device, but there's only a few that are exclusive, and you can mix and match. But anyway, so yeah, I've been getting back into Digimon fairly heavily. I do have a Vital Bracelet on order with the dim cards and all that good stuff. Trust me, we'll be going over that. I've got one of each of the 2 different, like I said, these have A, B, C, D, and E. There's like several different colors, but there's 2 different board versions on the Digimon X, and I've got one of each of those coming on pre-order. I'm looking into that new Digimon Adventures Digivice, as well as there's one that actually looks like the actual original cartoon Digivice. Because like one of the reasons, like, I really loved the Digimon cartoon when it came out. The reason I did not, I had a Tamagotchi. I had some of the other, I had scanners. The little thing, it was a bigger device, but you'd scan barcodes, and sometimes you could catch monsters, and sometimes it would be a monster you had to fight with your little device. I never picked up one of the original Digimons back when they first came out, only because I saw it in the store, and this did not look like the cartoon. The cartoon had a cool little like white one with a screen in the middle and a little antenna on it, and I had just gotten a Tamagotchi that had died, and didn't thrill me the way I thought it was going to. So I passed originally on the Digimon, but now I'm getting into it, and I've evolved and raised several different Digimon through different versions. I'll pop this one open real quick. Oh, they're asleep. Sorry, everybody's asleep right now. So, whatever. We may do a video on that. Enough about the Digivices, because that's not what I'm here. What I'm here for is this guy right here. Shodo WARGREYMON. I found this at Barnes & Noble. And what's nice about these is they come in these small little boxes, but they don't come blind packed. WARGREYMON's on there, WARGREYMON's in the bag. And it's kind of like a little kit. Like he fits in here all together. But you can see inside there's the kind of candy toy instructions. No candy in these versions. They would have come with gum, but you can see there's an assembly version. But it comes like just the individual parts. They're not on sprues. They're fully painted. They're nice. Some of them are a little slightly rubbery plastic, but they're like a sturdy plastic, fully painted. The arms, the legs, and the wings are all separate, and the torso and head are all separate pieces. And the wings themselves actually come attached together to a little frame just a little clip piece that holds the two of them together. But those are separate. The arms are separate. The legs are separate, and then the torso and head piece is in its own little baggie. But for the size, very posable. They did a line of Mega Man figures a while back that I never managed to get a pre-order in on and missed out on. You can still find them. I could probably pick one up if I wanted to. But I saw this. I was getting back into Digimon. I remember WARGREYMON was one of my favorite versions of it. I did have the original line that they did of Digivolving toys for the old cartoon. I did have the Agumon that turned into WARGREYMON. And there's a new one. The Digivolving Spirits line also did the same thing. Same with, again, as I mentioned earlier, there's the Digivolving Tentamon that turns into Ultra Kabuterimon, or Mega Kabuterimon. And I do have, there's another one of these in the second wave that I do have on the way. Thought it was going to be here today. It looks like it's going to be here on Monday. But in the same posability, we'll review him when he comes in. But yeah, just to give you an idea of the size of him. I also have a little Tentamon keychain from Mazzleby that is on my work bag that I love and is adorable. But anyway, so he's got all the joints. There's like a ball joint up in the head, and then there's a post that goes into some of these things. So the head's a little limited just due to the shape of it. He's got his mouth, chin, throat piece comes right back here, and then he's got this wild hair that's a solid piece. So you can kind of mostly just turn his head side to side, even though that ball joint would allow for more movement aside from the sculpt. These shields are on ball joints, although again, because of the way the post comes up against that, it mostly can kind of sit square on his back or kind of fold out to wings, but they don't move up and down very much to allow for freedom of motion unless you get more range of motion in the arms if you have it closed. But then, and again, same post. Now the post with the ball joint is in the torso. You have to snap these on. And apparently some people have had some breakages. I was thankful, there's a post here, you can put them on a stand. If you bought, apparently there was a pack, you could get a 3-pack of them together that came with some stands, but that was not how I got mine, so there was no stand for him. But yeah, they're kind of slightly, they don't have the clickiness, but they vaguely remind me of Riveltech joints, especially the elbows. But like I said, there's a ball joint at the shoulder. You've got a swivel and a hinge, elbow. You can swivel above and below the elbow as well as the hinge elbow. The hands are molded inside the piece. Ball joint at the hip. Another ball joint swivel thing, kind of elbow joint at the knee, and then a ball joint into the foot. And then you see that ball joint at the waist, although again, because of all the armor and everything, it really is more of a swivel. But still, gives him a decent amount of posability. You can get him to stand up on, to balance him, you can get him to stand up on one foot, and he's got these big feet that kind of help with that. But it's quite a posable little thing, and much cooler. I wasn't sure exactly how great it was going to look, how big it was going to be. And it's small, but it's really kind of detailed and cool and posable for the size. So I'm really looking forward to the Ultra Kabuterimon, and hopefully, I think there may be some more coming. I don't know. I haven't looked ahead. But yeah, you can see Wave 1 was WARGREYMON, Angelwomon, and Garudamon. I keep wanting to say Birdramon, but I know it's Garudamon. And the second wave was Metal Garurumon, Ultra Kabuterimon, and I think Angemon were the 3 in Wave 2. I'll find out when Kabuterimon gets here because they should all be on the back of his box. But yeah, it's a neat little line. Again, I found it at Barnes & Noble. Somebody said they may have found them at Target, and I haven't seen them at Target, but I also have not been super looking. I just happened to, on the same day that I found the $5 Digivice, I went into Barnes & Noble looking for, I think, a TMNT Munchkin thing is what I originally went in there for. But I saw him sitting there, and I'm like, oh, hey, and I'll grab WARGREYMON. But yeah, anyway, long Digimon story aside, if you're out there playing Digimon, great. If you have a Digivice and you're going to come to conventions when conventions open up again, I'm going to be bringing mine. We've already made some plans with some people online to bring them to TFCon and have some Digi battles. So plan for that. If you just want one, check your Target, see what colors they got. I don't know that I'm looking for any colors I don't have, but if you find a cool color, I am on Twitter at PA. If you find something neat, non-standard version, hit me up. Maybe I'll take you up. I'll pick one up for you for $5 if you're willing. Or if not, like I said, I grabbed most of it. I left one or two at the Target. When I went back a couple days later, they were all gone. But I picked up several. Everybody was like, oh my God, $5, I want one. And so I sent one out to Clint, who created Necro Molds, which is another game I'm looking forward to. Brent got one. Bert got one. Andy Gogo got one, picked one up from me. So yeah, I'm spreading Digimon out into the world, and I'm getting back into it. Apparently, like I said, there's the new cartoon Digimon Adventure that I don't know if I have an easy way to watch it, but I may have to start checking it out because I really do remember very much enjoying the cartoon back in the day, and I love some of the character designs. Some of them are just weird. If you go through the actual, like, even looking on the Digivice, if you go to the Humulos's hatchery, and if you can look that up, which has been hugely helpful in getting my devices set up and help me figure out how many versions there are and all that. There's some really weird looking Digimon. And if you look at some of the evolution change for the Vital Bracelet, there's some weird ones there too. But WARGREYMON, not one of the weird ones. Just super cool. So yeah, check them out. These are a great little line of figures and super cool for the size.